Hi, everybody. I'm Madison. I'll be hosting today's QuickSight learning session. We'll be reviewing a recap of reInvent announcements that were happening in Las Vegas, Nevada late last year. And if you have any questions with today's session, please use the chat. I'll be having an open Q&A at the very end, while I'll be spending about 5 minutes answering questions. All right. So here is our agenda quickly. I'm just going to overview for people who are new, what is Amazon QuickSight? So we'll briefly cover that, and then we'll go into all of the major features and what they launched. So the first one I'll do is quick flows. Then I'll do quick research. We'll cover the launches in QuickSight, the launches in chat agents, and then we'll cover the launches for integrations and extensions with Amazon QuickSight. And then lastly, I'll send in some learning resources if you want to further your learning after today. All right. And then quickly, I also want to drop in the chat here. So some of these might be new to a lot of you. This is a more recent product SKU that we launched in October of last year. And I highly recommend if you are wanting to learn more, we have the rest of our January events up on our community. We'll be diving deep into more of these features for the rest of the quarter starting in 2026. So please register to those sessions if you're interested. We'll be covering a deeper dive into Quick Automate, and we'll also be covering specific use cases for quick flows. So the link is in the chat that I've just sent, and now let's get started. All right, so what exactly is Amazon QuickSight? So up here I have our vision. QuickSight is a set of agentic teammates that allows you to quickly answer your questions with your unstructured and structured data inside of our QuickSight environment. This helps you to turn those answers that QuickSight provides into actions, whether that be from apps that you build inside QuickSight or extensions and integrations to your other applications where you might house your data or other actions that you take in your workflows. So through this, there are certain features which we've highlighted in the last agenda slide, but those include quick flows, which is meant for repetitive apps for streamlining any repetitive workflows. We have Quick Automate, that's a more complex app that you can create with multiple agents inside of your QuickSight ecosystem to allow you to complete complex workflows. We have custom chat agents as well as our built-in chat agent, which you can customize and train on your own unstructured and structured data, which is again private and secure to you within our AWS ecosystem and allows you to get more succinct and business-specific answers that are relative to your context and needs. And so again, that's custom chat agents. We have quick research, which allows you to do in-depth research on any given specific context area of your business by providing a prompt and relative data to your problem. And it goes off and does the research, crawling different websites and different data documents that you've uploaded to give you a succinct summary. We also have our integrations and extensions, which I briefly mentioned before, but essentially these are different third-party applications that you can connect both to your QuickSight environment, and then vice versa, you can connect QuickSight into those environments as well in order for you to take those actions on your data. And then let's see if I'm missing. Oh, and the last one here is quick spaces. So this is going to be, think about it as a data holding area for you to build specific context around a specific space. So say, for example, if you are a large company and one of your departments is a sales department, they are able to build a space within QuickSight to put in all of their data relative to their team that's shared and secured only for that team members who get access to it, and then take actions from there, building either flows, custom chat agents, quick research, any of the above. All right, and then for those of you who are coming as our legacy QuickSight customers, we still have QuickSight. It is the same as it's always been. It's our BI data analytics dashboarding and business intelligence answers. So that is still in QuickSight, but now with all of our agentic capabilities, you're able to inject all of your data analysis from QuickSight into other parts of QuickSight, which is a really cool capability. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our launches. Now that I've covered kind of the baselines of each of the features, we'll go one by one to just say what we've recently announced at reInvent for each one. So the first one here I'm going to cover is QuickSight, since this is what most of you are familiar with and what our customers are mostly using. So this is QuickSight. Here is just a brief little page of what it looks like in the QuickSuite environment. Two of the really awesome capabilities we've launched for QuickSight users are interactive sheet customization with themes. So a lot of the feedback we've gotten from customers is how to customize their themes even further. And this can be anything from the visual cards that you see on dashboards, the typography for both your dashboard titles, as well as the chart types itself, and then how you can customize that further with subtitles and different hash marks for the charts. So this is our first one. I also have linked here a blog post that I'll go ahead and also share in the chat if you are wanting to learn more. And then the second one is customizable tables and pivot tables. So again, another piece of feedback from customers is they wanted to be able to have more interactivity within their tables. So this will include sort and reordering of their columns within their dashboards, being able to hide and show columns when necessary, and then also freeze columns. So this is a really great interactivity. And then again, let me go ahead and share this in the chat as well. And then if you're looking to read further on that, I just linked the blog post. All right. Okay. And then this one is relative to chat agents. So for chat agents, we've added the ability to have embedded chat agents. So this is really cool. And if you are a QuickSight customer, you might be familiar with how we embed instances within your own products and portals. Similarly, you can do the same thing with our chat agents now. So you're able to link your custom chat agents. So again, if you had a space and configured a specific chat agent to your certain business context, you're able to link that from your QuickSuite environment into your own products and portals. And this is a really great capability for you to streamline different interactions between your applications and bring all of your data insights into one place. All right, and then the next one I want to cover is quick flows. So these have been recently announced and help you with your app creating processes. So for quick flows, the first one that's really cool is scheduling flows. Some recent feedback has been that people are wanting to use their flows on a certain timetable. So say every day, every week, or every month, depending on the app that they've created. And so what you're able to do now is inside your quick flow, you're able to set a schedule with any flow that you have access to. And then once the schedule completes and the flow runs, you'll get an email to your inbox notifying you that that has happened. And they'll also send a link to the flow to see the outputs that it's created. So that's a really cool new feature that we've integrated within Quick Flows. We also have now chat agents in Quick Flows. So say you're building a quick flow and you want to embed one of your customized chat agents that you've created into that flow so that you can get better context within your business. Now you can upload your chats, which allow you to get that context you've already created through your chat agent and put that into your flow directly. And then lastly is really nice for those of you who want to download the outputs of your flow. So now you're able to do so by downloading it as either a PDF or a Word document. Okay, and so our next feature is going to be relevant to quick research. So again, for those of you who might have forgot, quick research is going to be your deep research analysis, allowing you to complete complex problems using both your data that you've uploaded, as well as the research assistant, which allows you to crawl different websites and get data relative to your prompt to give you an output and summary of how you might be able to solve your problem. So inside of that prompting portion, we've added a cool new feature called website filtering, which is really important for companies who want to avoid or give access and priority to certain websites. So you can indicate with either a domain or a specific keyword that you'd like to either filter with. So for example, if I want my agent to avoid any social media sites, I can indicate that into my website filtering option. Or if I only wanted to search government-related websites, I can input a .gov domain and make sure that Quick Research only searches those websites. So that's a really cool feature that we have. We also added the capability where you're able to crawl your third-party data apps that are linked to your account. So say, for example, you have a subscription to a FactSet account, you're able to use FactSet inside your quick research to get that data and put that into your output. All right, okay. And then I also want to share with everybody the actions that you can take within our browser extension. So for our browser extension, this is what it will look like if you put QuickSight into your either Chrome or Firefox. So what you're able to do is use chat at this moment to bring in your custom chat agents into your browser. But now we've built upon that. So you are able to also build your flows in your browser extension, so you can run flows from your browser just by using the chat. You're also able to turn on private mode. So if you want to keep privacy within your chat agent and don't want it to be saved to the chat memory, you're also able to do that. You can also add any web page to a space. So if you use a snapshot, you're able to add any of the web pages from your browser extension to an existing space. That helps bring in more context for data. And then we also added localization of 16 different languages, which will be the same languages that you'll see in your QuickSight web experience. And so those are the actions that you can take now with your browser extension. Okay, now you should be seeing this environment. Let me make sure. Okay, there we go. All right, everybody should be seeing my flows here. So these are flows that I've previously created, some of which I've already highlighted on this series, but the first one that I'll go and look through here, we're gonna go to this customer email flow. So I have a sales on flow email that I've highlighted actually a few sessions back. This is a very simple flow. If you wanna see the editor, this is what it looks like. So there's only 3 general steps. And then within this processing step here, there's 3 sub-steps. So it's fairly simple. And one of the ones I want to show here is how you can schedule this. So you can see here, I'm in draft mode. So this is where I can make any edits to my flow. If I want to make it iterated on, I can add steps if I wanted to, change how either some of these are described. But one of the cool things I can do is schedule this. So here is going to be my schedule for later option. And if I click this, I'm able to create a schedule. So if I want to schedule a run, I can set a schedule here. So I can create a schedule name. So let's say I want to do weekly email reminders. So I would send it on a weekly basis. I can make my description here, on-call sales mechanism for weekly emails reminding the team to send their updates. Sure, let's do that. And then what I can do here is set a repeat schedule. So do I want to repeat every day, every week, twice a week, or custom? I'll say every week on Monday. That seems pretty reasonable. Whoop. And then hit next. And then these are going to be important inputs. So I'm not going to go through this part here, but if, say, I had a document with our sales team POCs, this is where I would put it in here. And then the action permissions are going to be access to my Outlook. So for example, let me just quickly upload one. Let's see, I will do this one. All right, just to keep that consistent. Okay, and then these are going to be my permissions to my third-party apps that I have connected. So I have it with our on-call notification email and our Outlook. So this is connecting to my Outlook instance. And here you can see I have this little warning sign that says to ensure authentication is up to date, I have to check the status of the flow. So I'll receive an email notification to authenticate actions that have expired or not authenticated yet. So I have the option to run without this, with no confirmation, but I can choose to either toggle that on or toggle that off. All right, so I'm not going to save this, but that is what that looks like for scheduling a flow. And then let's just show here how I could add a chat agent. So you'll see here, I have the option now to add a chat agent. So if I clicked on this step here, This is my chat agent. I'm using my assistant, but say I wanted to use my communication writer. I'm now using my communication writer to write this step. So it's inheriting all the prompting and data that I have input into my communication writer. And I can add a simple prompt in here to help me with this. So I could say, use the information from send on call new, let's do extract schedule information and or my email address to create a friendly email to my team before sending. All right, awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, it's giving me an error here, but that's because it's in the misplaced spot. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that up here. And I'm just going to quickly change this because this now is invalid since I put it before the other step. So we'll just put that right there. All right. Okay. So pretty simple, all point and click. And then I could go ahead and share and publish this. So I'm going to do that. I'm the only owner of this currently, so that's the only one who's going to see this flow. But then I can enter run mode into here. And now I'm going to share what it will look like when I go into quick research and share what those updates now look like. All right. So I have a few researches that are already finished, but what I'm going to do to share what the new launches look like is going to kick off a new research here. And so you'll see that this is the prompting portion. So everything from your objective, which is essentially the problem that you're trying to solve with our agent, and then all of the materials that you want to be uploaded to help your research get more guided. So the first one is web search, which we've had. And then here is the optional website filtering, which is new. So you can see here, I have an option to put preferred websites. So the examples listed here are government websites, academic journals. I could do a .gov, a .org, and make sure that it's fitting the needs of my research. And then I also have the option here to do websites to avoid. So some ones are listed here by default. They're social media, blogs. I could also list some with specific keywords and domains, but that's just to show you what that looks like. And then this is the other portion which I talked about, which is adding your third-party data. So I'm going to share here, these are the different options that you can add. So if you have any of these instances, you are able to connect them to your quick research. So FactSet, IDC, S&P, US Patents, and PubMed are currently the ones we have available, and you're able to just connect that. You'll have to log into those accounts with your specific account information before you can use that into your quick research instance. Here is an here is my logged in view of our QuickSight community. So say here I have my browser extension enabled, which you should see. Sorry, my WebEx is covering some of my stuff. Let me go ahead and pull it up. And so this is what that looks like. Here's my browser extension. It's telling me that I can invoke quick flows now, which is pretty cool. Here I have the option, which you should have the option to do if you're logged in already onto your other internal sites. You should have the option to summarize the web page, unless it is blocked by the parent company. But so here, I could summarize this, and it basically downloads it as an HTML for it to summarize. And then let's see. All right, so it's giving me a summary of this, an overview of what's happening on the screen. And then it's asking me a follow-up question. But what I could alternatively do is be able to, let me move the chat here, is take a snapshot. So if I want to move this, and let's say I want to go to a blog. And let's say I want to use this blog. Okay, so if I see this blog and I want to add it to a space, what I can do here is take the data, screenshot it. Again, I'm trying to use a web page that doesn't show any internal data, but if you could imagine if this were, say, something like a dashboard or analysis of some type from a different site, I could do the same thing. What I'm going to do here is keep that on my desktop, and then I'll toggle back here to my QuickSight environment. We'll go here. Now what I can do is create a new space. And then with that additional context, if I want to send it in a chat or something, I can add it to either a space, so I could use it as a file upload, put it into here. Oh, that's weird. It's not popping up. Okay, it should pop up here. I'm not sure why it's not popping up there. Let me try in our chat here. So I can try and chat as well. And it's letting me do it in chat here. So I don't know why it wasn't working for the space, but here we are. I added it to the chat. And then I could say, what is the summary of this page? And then it should get the summary of what's happening on that blog and be able to read it and give me the answer here. So let's see if that works. But if you can imagine, if it wasn't a blog, but it was saying a screenshot of maybe like a dashboard again or an analysis, something happening on the screen, then you'd be able to take a screenshot and be able to upload it here. I know that's a little hacky workaround for what people are saying, but those are in case of the instances of you're not able to access the screens from a different site that you're using. All right. And then as you can see here, the chat has correctly summarized it. I don't know if anyone was reading the screen before, but it was a guest blog post by this person. Here listing some key points from the blog, and then overall the impact at the bottom. So that's pretty cool. All right, and then looking back at the chat here. Okay, so I see some good conversation happening about the email. Yeah, if there's any questions about that, please let me know, but good conversation happening around that. And then let's see here. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to what I was talking about earlier with QuickSight. So this, I'll just show you what it looks like in our QuickSight analysis. Some of you might have already seen this in our previous QuickSight learning series, but this is a dashboard I have created of a fictitious company called Any Retail Snacks. They have data from all over the world using their global retail, and it's an e-commerce site. So here are some of their metrics. And what I want to show you here is how to do theming. So if I wanted to, I could click on one of these charts here, and we can do format visual. So here I can toggle on the display settings and be able to change any of those here. But if I want to do theming even further, I'll come here. Oh, where is it? And I will be able to theme my, there we go. Theme any of my current settings. So currently what I have here is this classic. Let me go ahead and edit this one. So I'm going to edit this. And then here, what used to exist was the basic main and interactive sheets as well as the data, but now we have even more options. So here I have cards. So let's say I wanted to edit the cards here. I could change the font. I can change the subtitles, backgrounds, corner, radius of cards, and the border. So let's just like make up something so stark so we can see. Ooh, that's really bright. Let's try this. Let's try white. Ooh, that's not good either. Okay, we'll do a dark color. Let's do this purple. And then for the border, let's do black. All right, and the corner radius, I want to do a big corner radius so that we're able to see. So let's make this 24. Oh, maybe it only goes up to 16. Okay. And then we can see padding here. So if I want to do mixed padding, I can, but I can do like a 16-point padding. So that looks pretty good. So now instead of just tiles, I have these card views. I can also change the chart options. So we've gotten a lot of questions about axes titles. So you can change that here. You can change the labeling, how the legend looks and what color they are. And then here's just an other section. So these are more so for like different labels if you have conditional formatting. So there's success, warning, different dimensions and measures, and all that's more customizable. So I'm going to go ahead and actually change this back because the purple is nice, but it's very bright. And let me go ahead. I'm going to change that back border. We'll keep that the same and save. All right. Okay, looks good. So that's what you can do with QuickSight now. And then let me go back home to our home page. All right. Okay. And so that is all that I wanted to share for the demo today. I tried to cover most of the new features that I could with the new launches, but we do have upcoming sessions that are going to further highlight the ones that I haven't dived into.